Yo, y'all don't wanna know. Fuck around and see it, cause you know I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Web3 breakfast, serving size like Texas. I'm a beast, yeah, baby. You know I'm reckless. We stacking blue chips, my people by the dip. Matte Black Lambo coming soon. Don't forget, sign the check.
Web3 breakfast. Fuck a Lexus, push a Maserati, keep a diamond Jesus on my necklace. I'm living reckless. Fuck a job, cash the check, grab the bag, hit the flight, we on the next one. Wife changing money, just ask my honey. Got a diamond on my face, I can't help it, I'm new money.
Web3 breakfast, wake and bake, appreciate the checklist, moderate the stage, perplexing everything you say, and not to mention, I think I rug. Maybe I should shrug it off, go touch some grass, perhaps some plug.
Web3 breakfast,
Web3 breakfast.
Web3 breakfast.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I love hearing that song on a Monday because I don't hear it for like 2 days. It's not like I put it on the Sonos at home over the weekend. But it is fun to hear that, man. That thing gets me amped up for the show. Got to say what's up to my boys Turbo and Seven. Man, that was I was thinking while that song was playing today, you guys both drop an F-bomb in there. I don't. My verse is too clean. I probably got to recut mine and make it a little bit little more raw. We'll just say that.
But you gotta reach deep down and find that inner hood. It's in all of us. There's a little hood in all of us. That's all, you know. And we should have kept it clean. We should go back and take our F words out.
That probably
really kind of jazz it up. Yeah,
that would be better for probably better for, like, I don't know if syndication's the right word. Probably better for getting onto larger platforms if we do clean that up just a little bit. So we'll do both. Yeah, we can do both. I can add a new. I can add because we got to have like the radio edit and then like the one that's got the parental advisory on it. So we'll do like a Total Gangster one, and then we'll just be like the family version, so Emmy can listen to it.
I love that.
Yeah. We can just make another one, guys.
I think that we should just like every couple of weeks just keep making new songs. I just have fun with this, and plus, like once we get in a facility or a place that we can manage that process a little bit easier, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I hope you all had a great weekend, though. Did you do anything fun?
No, I worked every day this weekend for like 9 hours. Like this lady, her name is Mia Everett. She was like the very first woman to be like a brand manager or like big, whatever the highest brand thing is. Like, she's a creative brand director for Major League Sports.
Oh. Major League Sports, so for like a specific league or just like in general?
Well, her first client was David Beckham.
Oh.
And then
that's a great first client.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah, the last thing she just did, she was telling us about the LA soccer team, which I didn't realize, like, they make more money per their merchandise than even their games. And she was like completely behind that. It's like the fastest, the biggest growing like sports franchise or something like that. It's nuts.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, they did sign. That was like the big thing, right? Like they signed him immediately, I believe, and that's what made the was it the LA Galaxy? Is that what the name of it? And then something.
Yeah.
And then they just brought what's his name over to the team down in Florida, right?
Messi.
Yeah, that guy.
Messi. Almost like Messi, but that dude is a freaking G, man. we were watching some of them. We had Mexican yesterday, Mexican food, and it was on the television. I was like, damn, that dude's good.
What's your order at a Mexican restaurant?
Chimichangas all day
shit.
long.
Chimichangas.
Yeah.
Huh?
Man, I love some chimichangas. Boy, a deep fried taco, you can't go wrong, bro. You cannot go wrong with that.
Dang, that sounds pretty good. We just we ventured out of our neighborhood the other direction. Usually, like to go to downtown Woodstock, we go right, but we went left out of our neighborhood, which is the same direction that takes us to Seven's house. Over the river and through the woods to this place called the Sixes. Seven, have you heard of the Sixes Crossing? He may be busy at the moment. Anyway, so there's it's kind of like between his town and my town, and so we went to this place, had a great time out there. But just venturing out, trying some new things. But there is this amazing Mexican restaurant that's up on this kind of this big hill. Definitely looking to check it and try that thing out. So definitely when you guys are here, we should go for margaritas and see if they got some chimichangas for you.
Yeah, it was literally.
As soon as you said my name, I'm changing the diaper. That's hilarious. That shit is amazing. There's a ton of awesome places to eat in downtown Woodstock, man. And we have a plenty of places we need to take Turbo to get some kick-ass chimichangas.
I like that.
Yeah, I was thinking I should probably come back to Atlanta next weekend. I think we might have to book something like that. It's about time to make a trip for sure.
I like that idea. That'd be great.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, and then we can do another song.
Yes, but not this. What day is it today, though? What day is it today? Monday.
24. Monday the 24th.
Okay.
Yep.
So not this weekend. I'm with my boys this weekend, but the following weekend.
Well, I can tell you one thing. The following weekend. Let me just see. Let me check a date here. So not this weekend. Following weekend. Okay, so the following weekend, I will be out of commission. I'm probably thinking about going up to Michigan with my family to the lake. Go spend a week out on the lake with like my mom, my siblings, all the nieces and nephews. Do the whole thing. So we may do that week. So, but we'll get this thing figured out. But I think by that time, the ethereal nodes will be in full gear, full swing. And dude. We don't have to meet in Atlanta, man. We can go meet somewhere amazing. We can get like what we can do is we could get like a recording studio in the mountains and just go for like a long weekend and just like hole ourselves up in like a dope place with a recording studio and just cut a new track.
Yes, just like did you see the Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I did not.
I don't know if you saw that.
No. Aha, there you go. There's one that you saw that I didn't.
Yes, finally. But that's kind of a different one. I mean, Queen is, Freddie Mercury might not be for everyone, but I love the film because they do that. They go to like a cabin and they stay there till they cut a record, and that'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
I think you need to watch Walk Hard if you want to get any kind of relevance in how to record any recording. Anything ever. If you watch Walk Hard, Turbo, I think you'll get like the whole aspect of what we need to do.
That was the funny one. It was like a Johnny Cash, but like funny, right? Like the Walk Hard.
Yeah. Fucking John C. Reilly took that whole took that movie to like a whole new level, man. That movie got me so good.
Yeah, he's a funny actor, man. I like what he does. I definitely like John C. Reilly. He's I gotta, but again, we talk about this, recently quite a bit. There's not really a chance to watch any movies at this particular moment. But once the bull run happens, then it's movie season. At least we'll try. I fall asleep during movies. It's just a bad habit, I suppose. All right. So today I wanted to talk about I call it truth seeking, right? Instead of conspiracy theories. I think it's got a better connotation to it, but that's my personal opinion. And so something was brought to my attention this weekend, and we can start here. Whether or not this is where we finish today, I don't know. We have a great tendency to run the gambit, which I love and I appreciate. And so if you are watching over on the live stream, I got an article pulled up. If not, I will read a little bit to you so you understand kind of the context of where we're going to start this thing, and then we'll see where we go with it. But a mysterious light has been blinking in space every 21 minutes for 35 years. Scientists have discovered a mysterious pulsating light, and they don't know what it could be. Let's see. This thing has been blinking every 21 minutes since at least 1988. It doesn't nicely fit to the description of any of the pulsating space objects we know of, so researchers are still trying to figure out what this object may be. It's called GPM J1839-10, and we don't know what it is. Has anybody heard of this thing, this flashing light that's been going off in space? I mean, is this the what's that? The Truman Show? Is this like the camera? Is it the camera for the Truman Show, and it's just on record?
No, it's almost like the black satellite. It's been there for so long, and they can't even get close enough to it to figure out where it's even coming from. So they just like the black satellite, when they get near that thing, everything just shuts down. Like all electronics, all camera, everything just completely shuts off once you get to a certain point, like close enough to it. So I'm sure that they've probably sent probes out to see if they can see where it's coming from and all that other stuff. But even if they do, they probably will never figure out where it's coming from.
I mean, I think we could speculate where it's coming from.
I just think it's funny as hell that all of this is coming into the light, because nobody thinks about this at all, and like the government's been trying to kind of like, you know, push a little paper here and there just to make people happy. But dude, Wednesday is going to like break people's brains, I think, because the guy literally said, "We are sick and tired of keeping this hush hush. It is so much work and we're done." He literally says this out of his mouth. So I think they're just gonna be like, huh? He said it, fucking the guy that announced that this was coming on Wednesday. I forgot what his name is, but they have a bunch of people from a few certain things that have happened. And Tucker Carlson even said that it's been for years they've been trying to figure out why these UA, or what do they call them now, UAPs or UFOs, are attracted to nuclear sites, because there have been countless injuries from soldiers that have been crushed by or shot by these UFOs, and they've just kept it so under the wraps that like nobody really pays attention to it. And now all of a sudden it's like everybody's talking about aliens. All these UFOs are coming out of the woodworks. Like now there's a blinking light that they haven't talked about since like the beginning of time. It's just really great to see, like they're just going to start shoveling all this out, because whatever happens Wednesday, it's going to change people's perspectives completely. So
then is this all just part of the distraction to get you to start thinking about this while something else is going on? Because like, I mean, again, like for someone like me, and I feel like maybe it's because I've started looking at these kind of things. I've looked at some other articles, but you know, literally my social media has transformed. You know, I used to be like 100% crypto Twitter. Now I'm like, you know, 75 to 80% crypto Twitter, 25 to 20% conspiracy theory Twitter. And so now I'm like exposed to like a lot more weird shit. And is it because of this narrative that's being pushed, or because I've opened, you know, the window into the social media algorithm? Like what's happening?
Probably both. I mean, when you look for red, you're going to see red. When you look for blue, you're going to see blue, and negate either color that you're not looking at. But the timing is the weird part to me, because it's like, come on, guys, like you couldn't have picked the perfect time to distract everybody from everything that's really happening. Why are we going to look up? And like since I read like the whole Project Bluebeam paperwork and shit, this literally is what it is. That it's just they already said it out of their mouths that these entities are using holograms and shit, and all it is just they've been working on this for so long to make it look like it's some kind of invasion, but really all it is a bunch of drones that are doing exactly what Spider-Man 2 happened. That's why Spider-Man 2 had that whole scene with Mysterio, all the drones that were like fighting and stuff, but it wasn't really happening. That's what this practically is going to look like.
Yeah. We'll see.
Thanks for ruining the movie for me.
Oh, whatever, Turbo. Like that's like a
you weren't going to see it
piece
anyway.
Of it. You probably, even if he does see it, he's going to see it with either me or you, and I'm going to ruin it the whole time I'm talking anyway.
Good point. That's a good point.
Jay'll be snoring.
I'll be snoring. You'll have to give me I'll require Turbo. That's the thing, is the three of us go see a movie. I'll fall asleep. 7, you talk the whole time, but then I need to get the summary from Turbo. I want to know what he learned from it. That's how we do that.
100%. And
it's almost like a better version of Three Stooges. Sorry, Turbo.
No, spot on. spot on for sure. I was just gonna say, speaking of learning things, to see what Juice has to say over there with his hand up. Them big old muscles, man. It can be hard to hold your hand up for a long time.
He might be in the middle of a set. There we go.
Good morning, my brothers. Good morning.
GM.
Man, I just wanted to say, piggyback on what Seven said, man. It could also be that, bro. And also the timing, man. Like the perfect timing to do distract a lot of us from a lot of things that should be, paid attention to. And these things we don't never know what it be, but most likely it could be the government, coming up with drones and stuff like that, or it could be posters. Like it could be space acting out on itself, and they just fucking use whatever's happening up there. Like pulses, they cause magnetic like generate radio waves, and when they're about to die, like sometimes like before they completely die out, they send out those radio waves for several months before completely stopping. So it's like, I'm pretty sure if you look it up, it'll say something about pulsars. I don't automatically think like these things they bring up, they're like, oh, it's been like 30 something years this has been flashing for, and it's like, why hasn't this been said then? You know what I'm saying? Like, why has this been said like 10 years ago or 15 or 5 years ago? But now you want to pinpoint it and be like, oh, 35 years. If this has been 35 years, this has been flashing. But now you actually put, a bookmark on it. You're like, oh shit, this is really happening. Look at guys. I think it's BS. Like I said, I think they could really be fucking with us by, because bro, there's technology we have not seen with our own eyes that the government has. You know what I'm saying? And they only put stuff on TV for you to know, but they're really way advanced than that. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I said, could also be space really being space. Like shit explodes in space all the time. Shit happens in space we don't even fucking know about.
Did you see there was...
So, like, I don't 100% believe what Charlie just said. No, go ahead, Dick.
You had cut out, man. I thought you were done talking. That was my bad.
No, you good. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. There, speaking of like, if in space and all that stuff, I don't know if there was another video that came out. I think it was this weekend, where maybe it was like some theme park where people were looking up into the sky, and it was like there was like a completely clear, just straight line divide in the clouds. Like, how in the world does that happen? Almost like, I don't know, like a crazy lens flare, but there's no way that it could look like that, right?
Like, there's no such thing as straight lines in clouds.
Yeah.
There's no knife chopping up clouds up there. It's crazy to me that they like to put the planes in the air and shit to cover up all this stuff, because a lot of it is the chemicals and stuff, but a lot of it is just cover up, because it's almost like it's breaking, and they have to be like, oh shit, like, and they have to have a know-how of what's going on, because where the planes are placed, because they cover that shit all up all the time. I think I have a couple of videos where there's a guy filming the plane, and in front of the plane you can clearly see there's two different color shades of blue on each side of the plane, but it's literally flying like in the middle of the line between the two, and there's just fucking, it looks like it's literally dumping clouds over the line. And it's like, wait, why would they be doing it? And how the fuck would they even know that that's where they need to be in order to completely cover that line? So there has to be something that they know that they can actually track to put those planes in place.
Yeah, I'd seen some other video, and this was this morning. And again, like, it's just so crazy, like this world that my social media has transitioned to, seeing all these videos. But there was a video of a plane leaving black chemtrails going across the sky. Anybody see that one? I believe that was this morning. I don't know. It seems like every time I scroll through my feed, it's some insane new video that, and I try to pass as many as I can on into either our chat, or if they are kind of pandemic related, I send them on to our friend Zima to check the validity of them and see, am I onto the right things here? Am I just looking at BS? But I tell you what, it's just really interesting to me, and that's my question, I guess, is did I break into a different algorithm, or is this the message that they're trying to send out? Because think like someone like me, what is like, why in the world is it all of a sudden now I'm fascinated in conspiracy theories and flat earth stuff? I thought it was a fucking joke for so many years. Why is it now that it's a little bit more entertaining, or let's talk about it stuff?
I think that it just comes with just maturity and just through life. You know what I'm saying? We learn, like we've taken in so much information, plus like being connected to everybody all across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like we're taking information. We've developed trust with people inside of the community. And so, we now have people that we listen to, that we trust, that have different experiences. So, like the more that we evolve and our community begins to grow and the tribe gets bigger, we're going to have more and more of these moments. Because like that's information that we've been missing our whole lives. You know what I'm saying? We've only been given what's in our current environment.
I mean, that's interesting. What does everybody else think about all this stuff? Come on up here, guys. Remember, this is a show for us, by us, for the community. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a part of this conversation, please raise your hand, request to speak. Come on up here and chit chat with us. We encourage it. We kind of expect that to happen, because that's what we do here at Web3 Breakfast. We just have the one rule, and that's don't be a douchebag. So no racist, no sexist, no homophobes, and that's pretty hard to do anyhow. When we're talking about conspiracy theories, so just don't even try it.
Yeah, and Jay, I also like to think that blinking light. I like to go with the idea they're taping us, like that it's somebody far away and they have their camera on the blinking light, and we just happen to see it. I like that.
I have a video that I share all the time to break people's brains, but this guy literally has like in-depth like camera views of like the grid of the sky, and in this particular video he actually finds the camera. You remember the star video that I showed you, Turbo, that where the hand goes through it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so to put it into more of a crazy part, the stars are actually part of the grid, and that's how they know where to drop stuff. Practically, that's what it's used for. So the grid up top, it's literally like a bubble, and I don't know if it's necessarily like actual huge humans or it's like just normal humans running a simulation, but you can actually see the fucking camera lens in one of the shots that he has. And it's like, bro, what the fuck am I? Like, it broke my brain the first time I watched it, because I was like, am I actually watching this? Is this real life? Like, it's just so weird because it's in real time. Like, you actually watch the sky, see the clouds, all this shit. And you're like, dude, the camera never moves, but it's there. It's always there. Like, and I was like, so I have that. I'll drop that into the Web3 chat, breakfast chat.
Bro,
go ahead, bro.
I heard one this weekend. Well, actually, you know what, Jay? Because I'm gonna change the topic. So I'm gonna pass it back over to you. I'm gonna put my hand up so that way you know when you're done. Because this shit I saw this weekend, I gotta share this.
Okay. So maybe this whole kind of hoopla with, and I'm gonna say hoopla and just whatever, because I've heard conflicting things where the temperature of the Earth is actually cooling down. Is actually, god damn, the telemarketers are hard today. They are just nonstop. But the damn it, what was I saying?
Temperature of the Earth.
Oh yeah. I read something that the temperature of the Earth technically, in some places, is cooling down, not heating up. But anyway, no matter how you look at it or how you feel about it or whatever, maybe all of this climate crisis stuff, and we talk about the ozone. I was watching some video of like Al Gore back in the day, and they're talking about the ozone layer, right? What if the ozone layer is that kind of, that new thing that they built in Las Vegas, the dome? What if we're just like living in that, right? And it's literally just a screen, and they know that's it's weakening, and so that's why we gotta try to change all these things, or else the screen's gonna go away, and we're gonna realize exactly what's up there, and then it's all fake.
Dude, if we find out it's a simulation, you know how fast it'll turn into Grand Theft Auto?
Extremely fast.
1
They'll shut down.
100%.
They'll shut down the simulation so fast. They're like, "Oh hell, no. We did it again, guys. We fucked it up.
Darn it.
On to the next bubble. On to the next bubble." And they're just like, they move the camera. They're like, "Fuck, man, every time."
No. They're just gonna go to their little list. They're gonna be like, okay, let's see where are we at. So we did the meteors, did the ice, we burnt the entire world, we flooded it. Have we done the robots yet? Like, no, let's do the robots. Like, hell yeah, we're gonna have them all wiped out by the robots.
And then Jimmy from the background goes, "Hey man, no. I thought we said zombies were next. Zombies were next."
Dude, what's really funny is like I remember after like 2020 happened, everybody like there was all these memes like the script for 2020 was actually the script for the 2020s, like the entire 10 years instead of just the 1 year. And I was like, dude, that's so funny because how great is it that it's like every time we go to the next year, something even crazier happens. Like who wrote the script for 2021 and 2022? That's what I would like to know.
I would like to have a conversation with that person. Turbo, before you change the topic, let's go to Nikki just in case she's talking about this. GM, Nikki, what's up?
GM, good morning, everybody. I wanted to know actually, if like how you guys feel. If you think that the sky is a dome and it's like a screen, then I want to know what you guys think about birds. Have you guys heard this theory that like birds are drones and they're not real?
I've heard it. I believe birds are real. I believe birds are real.
Biological cameras to keep an eye on us.
That's a little extreme.
Yeah, they're like dinosaurs, right? Sorry, Patrick's playing a stupid game in the background.
Because it's a pilot, and I've seen the curvature of the Earth.
Patrick is not a flat earther.
Yes. I don't know about it yet. To me, like, remember going back to our week-long adventure of truth seeking, I need to get a visual on the ice wall in order for me to believe all of this. Until then, it's just pure skepticism and doubt and uncertainty. Until I see that ice wall, once I see it or we go over it, I'm a believer and I will be a strong advocate.
I'm gonna throw another one out there that most of the time when Patrick talks through my phone, you guys don't even know. Like, I could be Patrick.
Yep.
That would be a twist of events.
Yeah. All right, Turbo, go with the story, bro. I want to hear this. I'm actually really excited.
All right. So you cannot lie. So you actually have two voices that are being played at the same time. And so what you hear is like our conscious voice. And when you run it backwards, then you can hear the lies in subconscious. Like our subconscious, you can hear our words in reverse. And there are like hundreds, like Neil Armstrong, like the moon landing guys. Like they've done all these people throughout history, and they've taken their speeches and ran them backwards, and they tell the lie in there, or they tell the truth in there from their subconscious by listening to people in backwards, which makes me believe that that's why people have a different sense about people. Like, I got like this funny feeling about this person. Well, I believe it's because your subconscious can hear their subconscious speaking, and it's telling you like, hey, this person's not right, and this person's lying.
That's pretty far out there.
It's a whole nother instant. It's a whole nother sense that we don't get told that we have.
That's too much for my brain. Yeah, I kind of got like foggy in the brain through part of that, just trying to think about what you're saying. That's like that's on another level, man. I'm not there. I am nowhere near that kind of thought process yet. I'm still trying to decide if the Earth is flat or not. Okay. And I'm
but
we just need to leave his brain alone.
Yeah, and remember, I'm talking to my fucking water now. So you guys are like, you're messing with me a little bit. And speaking of, I would like to say to this tumbler of ice cold water, I appreciate everything that you're going to do for my hydration today. So have a great day hydrating me, and we'll see you on the other side, buddy.
Hell yeah! I put my water into the speaker too, just so I can catch some of that residual.
You can tell your water what you want out of the day too. You can pretty much tell water you can tell water like all the things. Like I tell water the money will come every time I take a sip of my water. And it usually fucking happens really, really weirdly. Like I'm sorry, I'm just telling you.
It's only gonna happen one of two ways. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get it or you ain't. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm getting it.
Damn right.
Speaking of getting it, let's get to Juice's hand.
He's in the middle of a set again.
Which is right on
Speaking of
time.
sets,
He was like, "Well, it's 10:30." He's like, "I got my hand up. They'll know after the workout."
This
He's
is why I
getting
got
in
so
first.
much. This is why I got so much love for y'all, bro. Y'all know me so damn well. I'm like, I literally picked up the dumbbell. I was like, oh fuck, they just called me. No, but I was gonna say, just back on what Queen said. There are pigeon drones, bro. There are so many pigeon drones, and they look so fucking real. And these drones, like sometimes they fly over certain people's houses. These drones also were used by CIA, federal agents, all that type of stuff, U.S. Marshals.
I don't know that I've ever seen a pigeon though in Southern California. Maybe I just don't pay attention. So what do they use out here?
Aren't they on the? I'm pretty sure you got pigeons on the boardwalk in Santa Monica for sure.
I'm sure we do.
Oh yeah.
It occurred to me. I don't think I've ever seen a pigeon here. Ew! Sorry, he said he ate a pigeon.
Ugh. I wonder if it tastes like chicken or not.
He would
It's
have the
definitely
plague.
fucking flying rat meat. Oh god, I think I almost threw it. In my mouth.
All right. Let's get to the workout. I think we played this one a few weeks ago. I love this for a workout. This is a remix, All Eyes on Me by DJ B Light. What are you gonna do for your workout today, Turbo? For this first one,
I am going to do push-ups.
there you go. Nice. I'm gonna
Gotta
do
get my chest right.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like seated. I don't know the name of the workout. Shoulder press. That's what I'll be doing. Anybody else? Anybody else who's doing workouts? Give me some emojis if you're gonna be doing workout during this next break. All right, cool.
I have to because I didn't work out this morning, so I'm gonna do some push-ups, boys.
All right, there we go. All right, let's get to it.
All right, y'all know what time it is. Get up. Let's go. Web3 breakfast. Healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy portfolios. Let's get to it, baby.
Hey, to my nigga Pop. Live my life as a thug nigga until the day I die. Live my life as a boss player, it's even getting hot. These niggas got me tossing shit. I put the top down, now it's time to floss my shit. Keep your head up, nigga, make these motherfuckers suffer. Up in the bins, burning rubber. The money is mandatory. The hose is for the stress. It's criminal lifestyle. You crook with the bulletproof vest. Make sure your eyes is on the meal ticket. Get your money, motherfucker. Let's get rich and real. Kick it. All eyes on me. Live life as a thug nigga until the day I die. Live life as a boss player. All eyes on me. I bet you got it twisted, you don't know who to trust. So many player hating niggas trying to sound like us. Say they ready for the front, but I don't think they know me. Straight to the depths of hell is where those cowards going. Well, all your shield down, nigga, holler when you see me. And let these devils decide for the day they finally free me. I got a caravan of niggas every time we ride. Hitting motherfuckers up when we pass by. Until I die, live the life of a boss player. Cause even when I'm high, fuck with me and get crossed later. The future's in my eyes. Cause all I want is cash and things. A 5 double O, bands wanting flashy rings. Bitches pursue me like a dream. Been known to disappear.
Woo! That's a good workout song. I love that.
Yee.
I love working out to that one.
Man, that's AI, right?
I think it's just a remix by some DJ B Light, BELITE.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That was a good workout, man. Man, my shoulders are sore, boy.
I feel that.
I'm putting that work in.
Woo.
Golly. I love it, though. Because I just like to pick shit up, too. You know what I'm saying? Kezo is like, bro, let me help you. Like, nah, I got it. He's like, you're always trying to turn something into a workout. I was like, bro, I got to get this revenge body right. I'm trying to be like 6-pack. I'm trying to look like Juice, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be when you go on my Tinder site, it's a no-brainer. You're going to swipe right regardless. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of that, Jay, before we get a conspiracy, I got a quick conspiracy. Yo, Tinder done hoodwinked me. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, yo, $50 a month, we'll let you have unlimited access to whatever it is. It's something ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. Like, this is stupid. So I had Tammy work on my
have the craziest story with Tinder. It's like years ago, years, because I'm married now with children. But
You didn't.
I tried.
Sheesh. Remember,
Yep.
if you are going to cut in and piggyback, you have to snort like a pig in order to do so. You can't just start talking.
Oink oink.
Nah, no, like a real one.
That's a terrible pig.
No, I'm not doing the
You,
snort.
you
That's
have
an
to.
old-
Man. Hey, Turbo was in the middle of a story and you cut in, so you got to snort like a piggy.
My bad. All right, I got you, Turbo.
Hell yeah. Lucy would be proud.
Yeah. My bad. I didn't even mean to like. I just like it's such an interesting story. I paid for the international when they were doing the international years ago, and I actually ended up meeting someone, and they flew me out to the Czech Republic, and I spent like a couple weeks in Europe, just like living the life. It was amazing.
International. Okay. So maybe that's the trick. Then I need to sign up. But which I didn't sign up at all, right?
It was interesting.
Turbo, pretty please with sugar on top. Sign up for the international.
Please.
I just need you to just please, pretty please. Oh my gosh, you need to be flown out, bro. That would be the best. Best video.
7. Not only that would be amazing, but we just gotta, because this is kind of like a little inside story. So I want to make sure that you guys all understand, if you are listening. Turbo, when it comes to his Tinder, has the unfortunate luck of matching
I'm a magnet.
matching some of
It is unreal what he matches with sometimes.
They
It
can't
is
even
like
be real human.
it is like it can't be a real profile. It has to be somebody trolling, but it's not.
because it's consistent. But that's
And
why
I'm glad that you brought that up though. Because I had 35 likes, right? My thing is booming, bro. This shit is going nuts. I'm like, what the hell? I'd never get likes. And they're like, yo, $15 1 week. And I'm like, damn, I just hit like a little lick on this job. So, I got a little 15, So I'm like, man, out of 35, right? So I was like, or actually it was at 32. And I was like, nah. And I woke up the next day and it was at 35. I hit 3 overnight. I'm like, shit, bro. It hit me again, like, yo, you gonna pay this $15? And I was like, yo, run that shit. Bro, 35 straight of the pictures I be sending you guys. 35 solid. I was like, yo, you sons of bitches took my $15. I want that shit back. You raggedy sons of bitches.
I'm fucking done, dude. I'm done. You
we need
to make this a show, dude.
No. Like you guys, like seriously need to understand that. Turbo, I think at this point we need to put out like a PSA or a call to action that we need help for you on this profile account so that things change.
Thank you.
He needs like a wingman that can help him in person because me and you are just out of commission because we're not there all the time. I just feel like
and married.
Was it
married?
Was it in real life or was it on this show where we talked about this show where you and I are in his ear and we've got the community with us and we can make the community have decisions of what his next thing to say is?
I think we talked about it on and off air. So either way, I think that show is like Impractical Jokers, but better.
Yeah, turbo dates and the whole community and just tell me what to do. And if you hold NFTs and stuff, then you can be like differently involved, like for sure.
Yeah, turbo date it.
Oh, you could prank Turbo if you have a rarity.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Turbo, just stand and pour all the sauce all over your shirt.
She's like, what's wrong with you? I don't know.
I would make him drink it. I think it would be funny if he drank the syrup at Waffle House or something. Dude, if you have an NFT, you could fucking pick the place they go to eat. That would be like unreal.
Now, let me ask you a question. Because obviously, you got to get a waiver and all this stuff. So do we get Turbo's date on a waiver before or after the show?
We would have to do it after because they wouldn't have the natural reactions. We would just have to set him through like multiple horrible dates, maybe a few good ones, and then maybe get somebody to sign waivers after because then we could, discuss if they want to get paid or whatever. Oh, because if they do it, if they get paid first, then they're gonna not be genuine.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this is like, in the movie Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger wouldn't talk to anyone because if he had been nice to everyone in the movie, they wouldn't have peed their pants every time he walks in the room. You have to have a real reaction. You can't just go up to him with like a producer and be like, "Hey, by the way, here's some money." It's got to be completely like, you know, a surprise.
Right.
You have to look into Turbo's eyes and have a real reaction, you know?
Yeah, the Heath Ledger did the same thing. He was just in character like the entire time they were running the movie for The Dark Knight. He was just in character all the time. And it like freaked people out to even be in the room with him unless they were filming. Like, because he was just fucking like, he would like just gnarl and like talk to himself and write shit down in a notepad real fast. He was like really losing his shit. Like,
is that like what it's like to be on a date with Turbo though?
dude, just walking around with Turbo.
Had to say,
dude,
Turbo, are you like writing lyrics and just doing crazy shit on your date just to see if like they're cool, you know, to see if like she's like will start battle rapping you?
That would be fun. That would be one of those great episodes that makes the trailer.
Like, Turbo, pull out your DJ equipment and start DJing in the middle of the day
at like Waffle House, you know.
Dude, listen, we just get him.
Just get him to do. He just has to do a show. And listen, I did push-ups on the floor of a restaurant in New York City once because we were doing our show. And I'll tell you what, people all around me had questions of what was going on. So we could just do stuff like that at your date. You just hop down, start doing some push-ups because you got, you know, the earpiece in, so you're actually in the show. It's just a workout time. See what she says.
The best part is that me and Jay can set it up to where you have no idea who knows and who doesn't know that this date is set up. So we can have the waitress in on it, the fucking cooks in on. We can have the whole restaurant in on it, and you would not even know. You just
set up a live stream, bro.
We would set up the cameras in the corners to where you would not even know what was going on. But it would just be an entire experience at that point. Like, you would just be able to you would be able to see Turbo's date from the fucking salt shaker if you wanted to. Like, that's where my head's at.
Dude. So we set him up like, so for one of the episodes, like the day, and I know that you're listening to this, Turbo, but it's not like it's actually going to happen, or maybe it will. But we set you up with this like this total 10, right? And things are going swimmingly well. And out comes the meal, and you know, your date's meal is perfect, and yours is a platter of snakes. And we both know that you and I don't like snakes, so it'd be fun to get your reaction when you got to try to, you know, keep cool when there's a plate of snakes coming served to you. So,
or her reaction, because if she's not in on it too, could you imagine if you brought the plates out and like she opened hers up and she was like, "Oh my god, it looks amazing," and then the waitress opens up the snakes and the chick's not in on it, but the waitress is, so it's just like she would be out the door before Turbo probably.
No
way.
Nope. Anyway,
I'd leave her there.
Let's get to Nikki's hand, and then let's get back into some conspiracy theory stuff.
I'm going to be so boring right now. Just make sure you check the laws in your state. Technically, I think like federally, if somebody else sets up the cameras besides Turbo, then that is lawful. So
you're legally allowed to record a conversation that you're involved in, but that only applies to like court of law. If you're gonna display it, if somebody's face or likeness is displayed there without signing a waiver, they're entitled to payment.
Correct. And then if you don't, but here's the other devil's advocate here. If you don't get the waiver beforehand and they're not willing to sign after, and it was like really funny and great content but like is it a waste of a date? If they
no. We would have them sign the waiver, because then if they don't sign the waiver, we can just blur out their face and their tattoos and like all their likeness. That way, it would be. We could actually now, being idea, we could just put an AI filter over the person so it doesn't even look like the same person.
There you go. Solves the problem.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's how we solved the problem there. All right, so Doug and Sheesh came into the room after we were talking about our conspiracy theory stuff. So I want to bring this one back up to you guys and see what you think about this. Sheesh, let's start with you. Article it came out this weekend, or I had seen it this weekend, about this mysterious blinking light that's been blinking in space every 21 minutes for since 1988. What do you know about this? Have you heard anything about it?
What? That's new.
Yeah.
No, Steve, have you heard about this? I have not heard about this.
I just heard about it. And so, and somebody else had brought this up, saying kind of like, is this part of the distraction? Like, why is this now news after 35 years? Why wasn't this news after 20 years, 25 years, 30? Like, why are we just finding about this now? Why is it news now?
Okay. Well, first of all, did you see it with your own telescope, Jay Chains? And second of all, usually things are only news because we're bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing else happening that day. And they're just like, hey, by the way, there's a blinking light somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason that people like me think most conspiracy theories are just trash, right? They're just like, okay, well, why didn't you say that like last year? The blinking was there last year. Why is it cool now to talk about it? Right? But because it makes me angry, Jay Chains, because it distracts me from like the actual real conspiracy theories. Which one is true or not? I don't know.
Right. Ice wall.
Know.
What do you believe about the ice wall?
Okay, so the ice wall, I don't think there's an ice wall, but I think that in Antarctica, there's all the ice there, right? And I think underneath the ice, we're gonna find like real cool stuff, like full dinosaurs and T-Rexes running, like, once it melts. It'll be like Jurassic Park, once it melts.
But now a lot of people say that that's actually the hole to the center of the Earth, where the giants. The people that was another video I watched this week about some guy, and I'll have to figure this one out, but like some guy who was pointing out this it was almost a giant footprint that was like into the rock, and it even had, if you've ever walked through the mud with your bare feet or with shoes on, and like after your foot peels up, it leaves like that little ridge, like where your toes go, had that and everything, right? And so judging by this footprint, it had all the toes, everything laid out, it looked like a massive footprint, would have been it said like the 25 to 40 foot person. And from what some of the old stories and tellings from years and years and years and years ago, is that we had these giants that lived on Earth with us, and that they're now living in the center of the Earth because are they afraid of us? What do we know about the giants? I know we talked about it a little bit during our conspiracy theory week, but is the hole in Antarctica where the giants descended to the center of the Earth? And isn't it just liquid magma? How could you live in the center of the Earth?
I actually really like this theory a lot, actually, James. This is the only conspiracy theory I like, I think. It's because of this one reason. We used to have animals that were really huge, too. We used to have giant birds. We used to have giant brontosauruses. We also used to have giant woolly mammoths. Like, there used to be birds in America where we live now that were like, 40 feet tall walking around and stuff, right? So, like, why couldn't there be, like, taller giant people? Why not?
What if this blinking light is the blinking light for the shrinker machine? And so, the I don't want to say that it's just some kind of alien entity that, owns the outer space realm, has the shrinking machine, much like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And so
I like a shrinker machine because, when I keep on hearing people like Elon Musk say they have zero evidence of aliens, which makes me think they know something that they're not telling us, right? Like, why is he changing Twitter into X and everything into X? Is it because he's preparing it for the aliens and all their like shrinker machines and lasers and all the things? But like, I like shrinker machine because it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? The producer probably found a shrinker machine and said, oh, no one will ever believe me, but I'm going to make a movie about this, I mean, that movie, I actually remember being at Universal Studios or whatever, or Disney, running through the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like, set or whatever, and I just believed it was true.
Listen, I don't think that it's 100% inaccurate, right? Like, aren't all of these things, like every movie you've seen, all the science fiction, everything is based off of some kind of truth that somebody knows in some way, shape, or form, right? Potentially.
Well, yeah. And the thing is that, like, I think aliens are in Hollywood because they always have like cool stuff happening, cool technology, and ideas and stories, right? So, there's a lot of movies that go to the moon or go to outer space and stuff, like Prometheus. Like, Prometheus is one of my favorite movies ever, and I think it's actually like a historical fact.
Interesting. I don't know anything about Prometheus. I gotta look that up.
Oh, well, it's I think it's Ridley Scott, right? Because he did the Alien movies. It's the prequel to Aliens. And you know how in the movie Aliens they have like the black big monster dudes that have like the weird teeth and they're like scary and stuff. So in Prometheus, which is so fucking amazing, okay? So in Prometheus, it's literally the thing that Ridley Scott believes is true. He believes the stories because you've seen, you know, there's documentaries about this, how there's all these caves that have like pictures or like, you know, things of like aliens coming down to Earth and all this different stuff, right? And weird stuff that doesn't make sense. You're like, kind of, this is kind of like a little bit much for like someone from like 100,000 years ago or whatever, right? And so the theory is that aliens came down and they actually did something to like the DNA of the planet or animals or whatever, which is what allowed us to like, you know, morph and, you know, turn into like humans from like, you know, a chimpanzee or whatever, right? And so in this theory is that there's these race of people or like demigod humans, right, that are very similar to us, and they wanted to create a place that was like perfect, like paradise, right? And then when we screwed it up, they sent Jesus to try to fix it because he's like one of them, right? And then they're like, nah, that didn't work. And so then they sent the aliens, like the black things, to our Earth to destroy us, right? So in the movie, they find the planet where they have all this stuff, like these like black evil like creatures, you know, the aliens from the movie, that they're gonna send to Earth to just basically like terrorize and eat everybody and like destroy the planet, right? But somehow their plans got foiled because they're even more screwed up than we are. So like, I just adore that movie a lot.
Checking it out at some point. I'm gonna need to check that out. Now, Carrie over on YouTube said that it is excellent. It's the prequel to Alien, one of the best sci-fi films of all time. Alien, that's the one with wasn't it like Sigourney Weaver in that?
Yeah, and yeah, Alien and Aliens, where she's like in the big mech and stuff, and like Aliens won tons of awards. It's really what made Ridley Scott like a big deal, like director. You know, it was a smash hit sci-fi horror movie. And a lot of his movies nowadays, like, you know, he did Gladiator and all these other things, right? But Alien was like his first like big thing, and it made Sigourney Weaver a superstar. You're correct. Nice. She was kind of like first woman like action hero, I think, right?
Interesting. It would have been either, yeah, I guess her, because that was before what's her name, who was married to what's his name for a while, Angelina Jolie. She kind of became an action hero, sort of.
Yeah, it's way before that. This is like 5 years, 7 years, 9 years before that. And Sigourney Weaver was like tough, but like gorgeous at the same time. Like it was like, that movie is pretty impressive.
There is no Dana, only Zool. I liked her in Ghostbusters. She was good.
Where is the key?
Damn, I never seen Ghostbusters either.
What?
Damn it.
What?
Oh my gosh.
You know,
I'm telling you, bro. I'm in a different universe than you guys.
Right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the first conspiracy theory movie. Like Dan Aykroyd made that movie and wrote it because he literally believes in like all these things. Like he's a conspiracy theory dude.
I didn't know that about him. That'd be fun to talk conspiracy theories with him. Does anybody know him? Let's get him on the show. Nikki.
I think
go ahead.
About conspiracy theories or something, but really he tells us, if you go and Google the story of him and the script of Ghostbusters, it all came out of like, believe it, like they wanted to do like a Ghostbusters like real show, like Ghost Adventures, you know, where they like actually hunt the ghosts and stuff, because he believes in all these different things, and then they turned it into the movie Ghostbusters.
I will not go anymore. I've had too many bad.
You've had what?
I had a bad experience going ghost hunting once, and I won't do it again.
Like you saw a ghost? Oh,
sheesh! Did you get fucked up?
We went to this abandoned mental facility, like this like historically horrific place. There was like children. They were there on the top level and everything.
Don't you think it was like your own mind though that would have like played tricks on you and like makes you think that stuff?
Very self-reflective human being. I always like pick apart myself, and because I was in a group and it really wasn't me. It was every time that we did research going to it. Like I think two of us did some research, like figuring out what level was the weird shit, what people say is like the craziest part. But the bonkers part was I had a camera, and every time one of my boys would say, I have a bad feeling, there would be like an orb on the camera when we reviewed the footage. That, and like we would have these weird senses, and it didn't go away after that. Like, and I actually I twisted my ankle really bad and caught an injury. When I told somebody about it, oddly enough, they were like, "You have a spirit on you." Like, it was like I've always had this. Like, I always end up in weird situations where people tell me weird shit, and the fact that person told me that after my injury, and I was like, "Well, that's fucking odd," because I literally just came from like an abandoned facility, like a psychiatric facility, and this random person is telling me this shit. Like, it's crazy. It's a little bit crazy, but like, it's just the sheer coincidences of all that like shake me to my core, and that's why I don't do it anymore.
Interesting. I would. I was never really like a horror movie guy. Like, it's not like they scared me. It just like wasn't my thing. But I would feel like, if you watched a lot of horror movies and you went to a psychiatric abandoned place, like, I feel like it would just be like your mentals that are messing with you. I just feel like that.
Okay, so
Also-
this is what we do. Since Jay has this theory, we take him to somewhere. We don't give him any backstory at all.
Do this.
But everybody else knows. Get like
one of those A-Team vans, with like the little bubble windows in the
right,
back.
right.
Just kidnap me in the middle of the night and take me to some scary ghost place. And
yeah, we're just gonna randomly
hang
go
on
to
that.
something.
Nope. 7, we ain't doing that shit.
Wait,
First and foremost, I don't know where Emmy's at. And when we go to kidnap Jay, do you understand? This dude is a bear.
You could
okay?
you could
Jay,
make
I'm thinking that
just plan it through Whitney so she knows, and
You got no.
we're still
Jason,
gonna break
like
their
the web-free
shit.
version of Mr. T, we got to put like the chloroform or whatever, or the milk, give you the milk that makes you pass out. When they put like Mr. T on the plane, it's exactly the same situation because you're kind of the same dimensions as Mr. T.
We should throw him in like get him into that state, and when he wakes up, he's in the place by himself.
Then you got to be pissed. You got to see Turbo and want to like kill him and be like, I can't believe you gave made me pass out with the milk, you son of a gun.
D-Hype just gave me the best idea. It's gonna be like fucking Saw, but it's a ghost story, and it just stars Jay Chase the entire time.
No, let's not make it like what's the word I'm looking for? Traumatic. I mean, just
No. I'm saying like when you wake up, there's a little thing that says "Play Me," and it's me and Turbo, and we're like, okay, buddy, like all you got to do is find the exit, and it just this is gonna self-destruct in 5 seconds, and then boom, it's gone. You have no way to get out other than finding the exit.
Yeah,
it's like a panic room. Like a panic room. But really quick, before we go any farther on all this, I did just post up into the nest a tweet. Do you believe in ghosts? There are only 2 answers: yes or no. I would like to know what everybody thinks. We will give that answer tomorrow after the 11 o'clock break, because I did a 24-hour thing. So after the 11 o'clock workout tomorrow, we will give the answer what everybody thinks about ghosts. I'm gonna say that most people don't believe in ghosts, because I really don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
No, what? I'm gonna tell you right now, the majority does, dude. I definitely 100% believe in ghosts. But we'll definitely save that for tomorrow. And I just want to let you know too, Jay. I as much as I do think it's a cool idea, I don't think I want to be involved in kidnapping here, and then because you know what I mean. Like, it's just a lot. I think that I would rather go there with you and just have a nice experience. But if it did come down to kidnapping, we're gonna drug you.
That's fine.
Two tranquilizer darts. We'll definitely put you down, and so we're gonna be all right. But speaking of getting down, it is definitely some workout time. I'm gonna be doing sit-ups.
Okay, I'll do push-ups. Is there any way for you to play a song or no? I didn't get anything.
No,
I can get something queued up.
No,
really
I can shoot you something. Okay, and I'll ramble for a second. About fitness and how important it is. You know what I'm saying? Not just sitting there in front of the computer all the time, or sitting there with you're right now probably sitting with your back hunched over, looking at your phone, whether you're sitting on the couch or thing. Gang, do you realize that they are literally growing nodules on the base of their necks? People around the world are developing this like calcium buildup at the base of their neck because they're constantly looking down at their phone. That is a real life situation that you can look at. So that's why
the natural pressure of your neck is what eases the flow of your spinal fluid. and every time you look down, you're crimping it. And when you crimp it, you're actually slowing down the flow. And if you do it enough, your systems will start to affect. And those calcium deposits are called bone spurs, and they'll actually fuse your vertebrae together if you have injuries in certain scenarios. It's your body's way of like adapting to what you're doing to your body.
No, because and here's the deal, right? It's all comes down to homeostasis, and that is just life and everything, And I hope that we achieve that in Web3 Breakfast. If you want to have big muscles, lift shit all the time. If you want to be thin, and you know what I'm saying, then go and run. Your body just wants to live as easy as possible. So whatever your goals are, you know what I'm saying, do that thing, and you will achieve it. And I think we can take that to everywhere in life. And I would imagine that Jay has a track ready to rock and roll. His push-ups, I'm not gonna have sit-ups. Hope each and every one of you guys get up, get out of your chair. Healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy portfolios. This is just such a great way to start your day, and we appreciate you guys being here.
Are we working?
Yeah. What we doing? How you saying wag me, but you laying bad seeds? What we doing? Hey.
That's it. Come on.
What we doing?
Yeah.
Hey. Got the whole space jumping, but they never give us nothing. What we doing?
Just keep doing it.
What we doing? Hey. I'm trying to onboard all my haters from Concord to time for it. Do it cause Dylan never got more.
Come on, Barbie, let's go.
Don't
look at Patrick. Come on, let's go. Let's work out. Do something. Be hyped. Get out that fur coat. What else going on? Jumping jacks. Something. Let's go.
Always spread the love no matter how rare it get. Used to ride the hand me down J's. I ain't care if they did. I'm making music for myself. I don't care if it hit. I'm just sharing the clips. Got a mask. What happened to that boy? Shit. A lot of pain in my heart. What happened to that joy? Had to tap back.
What we
Didn't
doing?
want to lose that boy. A lot of blood and cheddar. I had to mute that noise. So what we doing?
Get him juice. Get him juice. Give him some of the juice. Let's go.
What we doing?
No, I'm saying what we doing. I do with you.
Just getting pumped, just end up getting dumped. What we doing? What are we doing? Got the whole space jumping, but they never give us nothing. What we doing?
Come on, one more. Don't be afraid to switch up. Let's go squats. Let's go squats. Come on. You got a couple in there. Come on,
We doing
legs.
squats?
Yeah, we changed it up. Hit them squats right there. Come on. And if you're feeling big, throw a little hop in there at the end. And that's the end, guys. Go bring it back down. 2.
Hello.
Welcome back. You freaking foxes, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I can hear you, Juice. Juice might, if you cannot hear us, man, he may need to step down and then come back up. Sheesh. What you got, dog?
We lost the juice.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
You had your hand up.
Can you hear?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I had my hand up. I don't remember why I had it up. So, what's up?
What's up?
Yo,
Hey,
Sheesh, have you heard? Oh, I do want to ask Sheesh a quick question, if
Yeah,
I
go for
can. Sheesh, have you heard about the subconscious, like that you can't lie? That when you listen to your actual voice in reverse, that it will tell the lie? Have you heard this?
I didn't, but that makes a lot of sense because I have people tell me that I'm like really in tune with myself, and I'm like a really good bullshit detector. Like I can hear it on people's voices immediately. It's like a thing, like even if like there's a little bit of bullshit, like I can sense it. I always have that. I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up in the hood or something, but like
Nah, bro. No, that's it, man. I'm telling you. Like I literally said that exact thing. That's crazy. I'm gonna put the video in the Web3 Breakfast. Jay, are you watching the Y-Files? Have you seen this YouTube series?
No. What is it?
Bro, it's called the Y-Files. It's gonna completely change your life. It's like conspiracy. It's like conspiracies. And this dude, he has it's called the Heckle fish, and he has just this fish in a fish tank, and they tell different stories throughout history. Or they do the pyramids, they do this the Beatles, because basically the whole story was that Paul McCartney was killed in a car accident, and because it was right at the beginning of the fame of the Beatles and all this stuff, that they had to replace him, and so there was a Paul McCartney lookalike contest, and so they took this guy and he filled in for him. So in the Abbey Road album where they're walking across the street, like Paul McCartney's like the only one out of step. He's the only one that's like barefoot. Like the first guy is like, you know, Jesus, and the next guy is the Pope, and then he's the dead guy. Then Ringo is the grave digger, and he like goes through the whole thing. So when they started to play their like speeches and their different audio clips backwards, they were finding that they were saying stuff like, you know, like Paul's dead man and different things like that. So they started going to other stuff. So they did like Neil Armstrong with the spacewalk. And when they played it in reverse, it was like, man will walk on moon. Shit's crazy. But I said it's the Y-Files, man.
That's good. I gotta check that out. Definitely.
Super dope show.
About that, the Abbey Road, because apparently like having no shoes is like it's, I don't know what culture it was, but it represents that like it's like a tribute to your death or something.
Have you guys heard of so
Yeah.
it's funny, I was talking to my mom over the weekend, and we were actually talking about, you know, we were gonna to do today was our Truth Seeker Day, and she said to check out, have you guys heard of a YouTube channel called Wendigoon? Anybody seen this?
What is it?
No.
I guess it's just a channel of a guy who's got some pretty good ideas and concepts or whatever through. So I mean, probably through, you know, some similar ethos of all this stuff. So I guess he's got like 2.8 million subs. So I haven't seen any of the videos yet. It was just something I was recommended. I just didn't know if anybody has heard of this this particular YouTuber.
Well, piggybacking on Turbo's little like his theory about like the Beatles, there's a theory about Eminem too. Is Eminem that he died after that one album where he was using those weird voices? I think it was The Relapse or something, right? Some shit like that. One of the albums, and that he actually died, and that's why he disappeared for so long.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, apparently like Eminem died like from drugs, like when he was dealing with all that shit after I think it was Proof died, and that they found a lookalike, and the actual Eminem that we know now is not the same Eminem.
That's crazy.
I remember hearing somebody has there's a YouTube video of comparing his voices, and that's totally different too.
Really?
Like, who are they? Can they find also a duplicate of me too? Thank you.
Yeah, it's me. I'm your duplicate. Until you make it bigger, like I'm your duplicate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you died in a car accident, I would just start wearing a fur coat. And I'm like, I'm D-Hype. Like,
So
let's go. And
where do you go and find this kind of stuff? Because it just, you know, it says like, you know, conspiracy theory claims Eminem was replaced by clone, died in 2006. Like, so like, where do you go ahead?
Anything would be even crazier because that means the internet got scrubbed.
So then you need like so that's why people like go look at the time machine, right? When the internet time machine, where you can go back and see something that was published, say, in 2006 versus what it shows you right now. I feel like an approval.
Yes, it's a big pet. It's a big fat pain in the ass to find stuff that they've scrubbed off the internet. And it takes a lot of money for them to pay them to go and like grab all that crap. Because I know of a few videos that have been completely wiped clean from the internet because of how controversial they are.
Interesting. Nikki, what you got?
Yeah,
Fully agree, actually, Seven. I tell people all the time, like, there's these videos that I saw like before 2006 that are completely wiped from the internet. But I want to go back to the Eminem thing. So we have a theory. I have a theory. Not we. Patrick's right here because he was like, talk. I don't think Eminem died. I think that he just kind of went into hiding, and that he is working through other artists in the industry now. That's our theory.
What's the name?
Oh, Dax? Oh, you guys, if you look up Dax on YouTube.
Joyner Lucas's voice.
And, you can literally hear different voices. We're weird.
No, listen, that's all part of it, right? Like everybody reads their things, and everybody's got kind of their own take on what's happening. Listen, I don't think he's any different, but I I haven't paid attention. I never even known until just a few minutes ago that people had thought that.
Look
Eminem
at
was
the
dead.
ears. Yeah, look at his ears and look at his hairline. They're different now.
Now, what about Joe Biden's ears? That's another thing people talk about. Is that the thing? Like when you hit the Illuminati, your earlobes change?
Or you get a double or a clone.
They just clone them.
Lizards?
Or just make humans. They make human skin bodies. Because there's a couple of people, like definitely, what's that one lady, Nancy Pelosi or something like that?
Pelosi.
She.
Pelosi.
I know what it is.
Nancy
I'm
Perogi.
trying to use the real name because we're.
I love.
Can we just call her? Can we just call her Nancy Pierogi from now on?
Yeah, Nancy Perogi.
I approve. I live in California. I approve of Nancy Perogi.
You like? Okay, well, I mean,
No, not her.
Oh,
I
okay.
approve of the name. I'm just sorry. Like,
oh,
no offense to anybody else, but I like Nancy Pierogi, the name. That's all I'm gonna call her now.
Well, Nancy Pierogi. I have definitely seen videos where, cause like at her neck, it looks like a mat. Like it's all bunched up and it's like a perfect straight line. I'd be seeing that a lot in these political people, but American does have his hand up, so I better swing over there. What's up, Crypto?
GM fam, what's going on? Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great day. Yeah, we see that about a lot of people, including Hillary Clinton. No, when she was running for president, and all the pictures that came out of her eyes making all kinds of weird directions, looking in real weird ways. We don't know if those are real or not, though. Who knows? But I think what that whole conversation brings me up to another idea and theory that many actually hold of the different dimensions and certain things and certain actions that occur in life that are kind of major could potentially be a shift into a new dimension where the other dimension or maybe not even dimension, but just a different timeline where certain things are different. And so us as individuals recall to certain things back in life that we've experienced. I have a lot of those, including the movie that a lot of people argue that there was a movie called Shazam with Shaquille O'Neal in it, where he was like a magician or something, had magic powers. But there's no record of that movie, and I feel like I'm nuts for having seen that. And I have another example personally that goes back to my younger years. I was born in Bulgaria, and so I grew up with this. I like to eat sweets, desserts, sugars, probably like one of my deadliest sins. But I grew up with this dessert. It was called the naslada, and it was my favorite thing to fucking eat when I was a kid. And every time I visited, I've asked, this doesn't exist. Nobody even remembers. Like, nobody in my family remembers this fucking shit. And I seriously think I'm going, in moments like that, I feel like I'm going nuts. But I swear for the life of me that it was so. Like, I can't make up shit that I used to eat regularly that now all of a sudden nobody knows about and exists.
I remember Shazam.
It was, but it wasn't Shaquille O'Neal. It was Sinbad.
Sinbad.
Yeah, the real movie was called Kazam, and it was with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
everybody's mismemory of it is Shazam and it being Sinbad.
Well, that's not even a real thing, right?
No, wait. There was a movie where Shaquille was a genie. What was the name of that?
Yeah, Kazam.
So Google. So there was, but like one of those two doesn't exist apparently, because you can Google it and see.
Yeah, Shazam does not exist. Sinbad never played a genie in a movie. That's a part of the Mandela effect, which does go with our conspiracy. And I've lived mismemories as well, America. So don't feel bad. Like I've personally lived it as well. And I think a lot of people have, right? But we don't know because unless we have someone to verify the information, right? We don't know it's a mismemory. If we're all in this agreement, it's like I remember, like even when I talked to my ex, she was like, "This was my favorite movie." When I talked to like the big boss. He was like, he knew the plot line. He was telling me how the movie ended and shit. But this thing never existed, right? So only when we reach outside to where people that didn't have this experience do we get to realize that the experience never happened or did happen, right? So I don't know. At the end of the day, what I tell my kids is this: your perception is your reality. Whatever you perceive in the world, that's the reality. Like regardless of what anybody else believes, thinks, sees, or doesn't, it's your reality. And so something you can prove.
I got a scrub from the internet. I can't find anything again. Maybe. So I was down the rabbit hole, right? I had just had this weird experience, and I was doing research about seeing like dark figures And I believe that like early on in my life, I was borderline schizophrenic, and that I reached the age where like you don't actually become it. Like I think after 24, if you don't exhibit symptoms, you're not gonna go schizophrenic or something like that. But it runs in my family, and for a while I was dealing with some shit, so I couldn't tell if it was real or not. So I was down the rabbit hole looking up like dark figures, shadows, like seeing them and shit, and I ended up on this weird story. Okay, it actually brought me to a bunch of rabbit holes, which I'll get to, but it was a story of Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, he apparently had gone to the pyramids of Giza, and apparently the pyramids of Giza were this spiritual ascension place, and that you had to meditate in the tomb, and it's actually not a tomb, but that he did that, and that a dark man came upon him, and he freaked out, and it was shortly after that Napoleon had his demise. And in the thread, it was like a weird forum, it said that the dark man is supposed to be the embodiment of your fear, and if you let him do his work and you don't have fear of him, you release your fear and you're able to astral project or some shit. And by doing that, you're able to ascend. And they theorize that that's why Napoleon met his demise after that venture, because he was able.
But he didn't meet his demise after his venture. It was like 12 years later.
So you know what
It is still right after, relatively.
It's still like right after, yeah. But back then, people didn't live that long. 12 years is a long time. It was like 12 years later when he had his demise, though, after like he was at the pyramids. He was at the pyramids for sure.
How do you like bring upon the astral projection? Like, how do you get there? I mean, is it like, do you need like a DMT type of thing, or can you do this naturally?
Well, that's where I think that man was all like, because it brought me down the rabbit hole of the dark man, and like apparently like Slender Man and all these weird little like things that talk about these like weird shapes are actually the same dark man, and it's actually this benevolent being that is the embodiment of your fear, trying to release you from this plane of existence so you can ascend. But that's what that I went down the rabbit hole and found.
Yeah, man, I don't be fucking with that stuff, bro. I believe in that shit. Yo, man, getting too deep down into some of that stuff, because I've definitely had like that, kind of the astral experience, but like not to like anything like extreme, but I've had this feeling of like myself leaving myself, and I was like, I immediately like just got out of it because it's some scary stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of like that whole, I think somebody said, like, dark follows dark kind of thing. Like you go looking for that kind of shit, man. Good luck finding your way out of there. Nikki, what you
got? Well, pyramids were mentioned. What do you guys think about the pyramids in Antarctica?
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, there's pyramids all over the world. I think like one of the largest ones, isn't it? It's like hidden, it's grown over, it's in China. They keep it totally protected, right?
That was the second part of what I was going to say. Apparently, there is an icosahedron. If you take an icosahedron, which is, I forget how many points it is, but if you take an icosahedron, you put it over the Earth, and you line up the points of the icosahedron with grand steeples or pyramids or places of great height, you'll find that you'll actually they all sync up with the icosahedron. And apparently, these are like focal points of the Earth where energy has a different like vibration or something, and that the peak is some sort of channel. And I also saw some weird things where people were taking seeds and letting them sit under these massive steeples and then planting them and having huge yields or whatever. I don't know. It was a crazy internet forum, but it's like stuck in my brain since I saw it.
But what about
it's 20 faces, by the way. The icosahedron.
And what about the pyramid on Mars with the Sphinx head sticking up out of the ground? Have you seen this? It's in the same location as ours. Yeah, so there's like a pyramid on Mars, and there's like it's kind of like it looks like it could be a head of a sphinx that sits in the exact same location as where it is on Earth.
Well, that's interesting. That's a real thing.
We should start a nonprofit for the discovery of these things that are just purely funding these things, and we have a proposal in DAO where people will like submit what they want discovered first, and we take donations, and then we just literally go on expeditions. And this could be like a part of the Web3 breakfast like show, but like an extra layer, you know, like we're going on an
You are absolutely 100% right. The first one, and people will be forced to not forced, but the first expedition that we're going on that will be funded is the ice wall. 100%. Like that, literally, that is the cornerstone to all of the beliefs for me of any one of these conspiracy theories or truth seeking endeavors and expeditions. Is I got to find that ice wall, and I got to get over the ice wall, and I got to get over to Odin and stand and look at the walls of Asgard, and then my life will. That's it. We've done it. Once we do that, we've done it. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, could I just oink oink? You know, I'm just gonna jump in here right quick. Just only because, like, bro, because we're not big enough yet, I think, to go to the ice wall. I think we should probably start at something maybe a little smaller, because they're gonna kill us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I seen a video where these guys they're like riding a boat, like, oh, like we're going to the ice wall, and they're going, and it's just it looks crazy, right? And then all of a sudden there was an attack ship out there. There was a giant battleship, and it was like, turn around now or we will fire. And they were in a dinghy, bro, and they were gonna fire on them.
Oh, dude, I guarantee you, we can buy ourselves some kind of decommissioned fighter jet, and we can fly our own mission over the ice wall. We could just put that thing at like Mach 10 and just go. They can't stop us. We're just gonna go. It'll be just you and me. It'll just be you and me, Turbo. You fly. You're
danger zone.
You're that thing up. The second you fire that thing up, you're gonna have organizations looking into every fiber of your being. You'll have dispatched a group of individuals to you wherever you are, and you'll probably get thrown in Guantanamo Bay faster than you can say Guantanamo Bay.
No way, dude, because we're gonna fire that thing up and take off, and we'll be gone, dude. We'll be over the ice wall in hours.
Well, think about this. Whenever there's a pyramid involved, like my percentage of how much I believe in like aliens or conspiracy theory goes way up. Like if you say, Doug, do aliens exist? I'm like, no. They're like, do ghosts exist? No. But what's the deal with the pyramids? I'd be like, well, aliens put them there. See how that works? Like, you know, there's definitely some kind of pyramid thing in Antarctica.
I don't doubt that.
It's actually like a series of them. Like I think there's 3 that like resemble like the pyramids of Giza.
I'm looking this up.
So what?
We know there are pyramids all over the world, even outside of Egypt, or that whole region in Africa, and then also South America. I mean, they're also in Europe, and I'm sure they're on Antarctica or wherever else there may be, and there's some in the U.S. as well. And you can discover pyramids or evidence of pyramids, and some of them are covered and look like mounds, which is what, I think Serbia, former Yugoslavia region. There's I forget was it Montenegro or Bosnia it was Bosnia that has those pyramids as well. And so, and usually, they're not just one, usually it's 3 or more.
I'm not doubting that. I think but those are all like inhabited places. Like we're supposed to believe that Antarctica, like no one lives there. So how did the pyramids get there?
Exactly. And how are they so meticulously built?
Antarctica is the only place in the world that every country in the world agrees that they won't fly over it.
That to me is monkey business.
We talked about when this whole trend started for the Truth Seeker show that we have now. We talked about potential Stargate in Iraq and potentially why Desert Storm happened. But so there's also the thought that there's another Stargate in Antarctica, and which is why there's a big belief that even the Nazis and Hitler had a base there because of that.
I mean, it's just if you look at some of the pictures of this architecture, like how in the world did they get it so straight? How did they create this with mud and ropes?
With slaves and slaves.
Yeah,
I
with
can't.
slaves.
I can't.
Well,
I can't. But you know, but someone made a great point to me though about the whole slave thing, because I was like, man, there ain't no way. And they were like, okay, but you know what I mean? Like, think about today, right? Like, even if you have like a really nice job and you get paid a lot of money and you produce something, if there's somebody that's ruling over you, you know what I'm saying, telling you when you have to do what you do and you got to do all that, aren't you still a slave? Just a wealthy? I don't know.
Yeah, but they didn't have like levels. They didn't have like how did they make all that stuff perfect?
Well, there's a bunch of theories on it, but like the most interesting was that they would use water and actually like flooded the channels and floated these things to where they had to be and then set them in, and that was interesting to me.
Okay. I mean, I can see. I mean, you know, they're using was that hydrostatic power, right? It's like one of the most powerful forces you can use. There's water to carry
Well,
stuff.
also there was like lots of rains and floods back then, apparently, according to Graham. What's his name? You know what I mean? Like, so there was maybe more water there to do that in the past.
Yeah, like there was this one theory that like they basically like built it. They built up the I guess the level so that it was all higher, and then they flooded everything with and created these channels and floated the stones, and then they just like they basically took the pile down. So like they raised the level of the ground, built it underground, but even it was above ground. You get what I'm saying? It was an interesting theory. I mean, probably butchering it, but it was.
All right, here I'm gonna say this now. This just got popped into.
Yeah.
This is the hot alpha that you come to get when you were in the Web3 Breakfast Club private DM group here on Twitter. Is Matthew? I love what you just said. The pyramids are located at the exact same coordinates as the speed of light. Is that a coincidence? So the speed of light is what 299,792,458. Is that meters per second? I would assume is what you got there. And the coordinates of the Great Pyramid of Giza is 29.9792458 degrees north. Is that a coincidence? That's interesting. Golly, Matt, I like that.
There's another thing to that too, that like if you shoot a laser at the speed of light from the point, it will go all the way around the world and come back to the exact point in any direction that you fire it.
But I thought the Earth was flat.
There's probably some kind of space-time alien continuum version of like the Fibonacci sequence happening, J-Chains. You know how like you can find the Fibonacci sequence anywhere in nature, like the human eye or wherever, compositions of artwork or photography or anything, plants, the golden rule, like there's like a whole thing. And you can find it everywhere in nature. There's like this weird thing in the universe where the Fibonacci sequence is just there. And this is not conspiracy theory. You can literally just like walk outside your house, look at a flower, and the petals and how the dials go is probably in the Fibonacci sequence, right? So it's a real thing. So maybe there's something going on with that with the pyramids, but it's like we just haven't figured out what that like sequence or that thing with the speed of light is. And that definitely, I mean, if it's a Stargate, that makes a lot of sense.
So there's basically in what you're saying, what I'm gathering, Doug, is that much like in the game of the Oasis, like when they found the keys or whatever it was, we just need to find the keys, and then there'll be a beacon of light from all of the pyramids on this planet, and that's the signal to whoever created them that it's time to come get us. We found it. We solved the puzzle.
Light, man. I had this dream when I was a freaking kid that the pyramids were all made of metal, and there was like these 3 beams of light from each peak that went up to the sky, and I was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy fucking dream. It was like one of those like surreal dreams, but like I was driving I was in Egypt driving they're in the passenger seat looking out the window, and I saw like they were metal, and they were beaming up, and like there was like a beam of light. It was like it wasn't even like, it was the craziest beam of light I ever saw. And it's funny that you said that, because like that's like a dream that's been in my head from like when I was a kid, and it's never gone away. It's like, it's so crazy.
Yo, Jay, what if we are playing Ready Player One? We didn't even know that we're in the game right now. And whenever we win, whatever this thing is, the pyramids explode, and it's like a huge party, and money and gold and tokens and all kinds of things just fly out of there. That's the whole thing the whole time. They've been leaving us all these clues. We just ain't playing the game.
We didn't even know
That's
we were
all.
playing a game. We're all
Didn't even know.
NPCs, right? You guys, Seven's the one who told me about that. I think you called me an NPC once, and I didn't even know that was like, I guess like an insult. Even though we were all joking, I had no clue what NPC meant. Now I know. So, but we're all NPCs at the end of the day.
And if we could take that even just a little bit further, he calls you an NPC. We go to Nashville that weekend. I say it to you. We laugh about it, and then someone comes up and accuses me of being an NPC, like a complete stranger. You left me there with two fucking Russians that are telling me, ensuring that I'm not an NPC, and then we go to a bar where the fire alarm goes off. Yeah. We're playing a game, Jay. We're definitely playing a game. We need to get in this workout game though, so that we got bigger muscles the next time we got to fight off the Russians.
This is a mental one. Seven is the thing that we put together. Is that called Breakfast of Champions?
Yes.
Okay. You guys ready to debut this?
Oh, debut! Let's freaking go, baby!
All right. This is something we put together. This is Turbo and I doing a little motivational stuff. And then Seven put some music to the background of it. And so this is, we every now and then, for one of our workouts, because it is healthy minds, healthy bodies, and healthy portfolios, and we got to make sure that we take care of those healthy minds. So here's a little something from Turbo, Seven, and I. This is for me. I'm probably just gonna lay on the ground and meditate and listen to these words. You guys can do whatever you need to do.
I'm laying in the grass. I'm gonna get out here. I'm gonna lay down in the grass.
Okay. Today is your day, my friend. It's time to unleash your potential, to push past boundaries, and to make your mark in the Web3 revolution.
Are you ready to have the opportunity to completely change anything that is around you?
You have the power to shape the future, to build something extraordinary. So dust off your dreams, ignite your passion, and let your light shine.
It's time to stand up, feel strong, to be strong, and to take action. And each one of these actions is what's going to make a difference, because you have the ability. You are worth it. You are the single most important person in your life.
This is a place of endless opportunities, where connections are made, where ideas come to life, and where the community thrives.
And knowing that and loving ourselves and continuing to grow and to lock arms and to have an appreciation for the people that are around you. Because you are worth it.
We are united in our mission, supporting each other's growth and celebrating our successes. Together, we're unstoppable. Remember, my friend, you are part of something bigger than yourself.
So join us on this Web3 journey, because together we will make a difference.
The Web3 Breakfast Club is not just a community, it's a movement. We're building a future where possibilities are limitless, where empowerment is the norm, and where dreams become reality.
Be amazing. Be freaking incredible. Yo, I love that. That was dope, bro. Damn.
Was that hypnosis? Was that hypnosis?
Yes.
Little thing we're adding in, Doug.
It's like a
we're innovators over here.
Little hypnosis.
I mean, I've done hypnosis, and that was hypnosis.
Like
I've had it done.
And it's not hypnosis to make you bark like a dog when you hear someone sneeze. It's hopefully hypnosis, and jokes aside, it's to help you and to help us. Because a lot of these things, like when I think about my mantras, or if I think about a positive affirmation, and those things that I do them for myself, but people will always take something from it. Hopefully, some other person will take something out of that. And so, for us to just kind of put together some collective thoughts, we did a fun exercise with the Ethereal group, kind of what, financial freedom meant to us. And so, if there's at any point, like we want to put together a community kind of, you know, motivational thing. Like I love that. Like I love collaboration with, you know, what everybody's thought is, you know, what's Web3 to you, or, you know, how can you use Web3 to better your life, to better someone else's life? You know, I think, you know, this week I want to talk about a few things. You know, we're having a fun conversation today about, you know, the truth seeking stuff, conspiracy theory stuff, but, you know, Mondays are just, you know, we'd like to enjoy Monday, but like tomorrow's conversation is, you know, how can we use Web3 to solve social injustice? And, you know, last week I had put out a post and there were some really good, you know, comments that people had left in there. And it made me think like, this would be a great conversation for a full show is, you know, how can we start to solve some of these, you know, social injustices that we're seeing throughout our world by utilizing Web3, blockchain technology, stuff like that. And then on Wednesday, we've got Unstoppable Domains coming in. And then last week, and I believe it was Beaskeet who brought this one up. You know, we were talking about, I think it was Beaskeet, like what's different about Web3 and how that could be, you know, another good standalone conversation. You know, what is so different? Like what is our mission here, and what are we doing that's so different? And, you know, why do we feel like Web3 is special? So doing that on Thursday, and then wrapping the weekend up, you know, on Friday. You know, we'll see what happens there. But that's the plan for this week. Is, you know, we're having a fun conversation today, but really take these things, these conversations, you know, to a thought-provoking level. And hopefully, you know, my goal, again, we've talked about this in the past, is to find a really good method to timestamp, you know, throughout parts of the show, and maybe we can utilize the community for that. Whereas if somebody, you know, says something that's really impactful and meaningful, you know, we need to find ways to capture those moments better and get that out, you know, specifically. So, you know, in a 2-hour show, it's hard to find, you know, if you're just re-listening to a replay, it's hard to find those really good nuggets where, you know, like the other day, Matthew gave a really good response on something. And so like, to me, that's the perfect thing. Like I'm going to chop that up and play that out, because this way, you know, not everybody's going to sit through the full 2 hours, but if we have like a 1 minute video or whatever, something around there where the messaging is great, you know, that's the kind of stuff that can then bring people back into our community. So if you guys can help me figure out how to do this timestamp thing, when you hear something you absolutely love or resonate with, if it's, you know, just down in the comment section, say, you know, like, you know, an hour into the show, like, you know, somebody said something, or text me, DM me, or whatever. I really want to find ways to get those special moments into, you know, people's day, because there are some amazing things that, you know, the community says here in the show. And I think that, you know, more than we can
there
spread
needs
the
to
word.
be an AIJ change that just scans the existence and records it.
Yep.
Bro, I love that. You know, and you know, speaking of just special moments, you know, I was out yesterday. Did you see my TikTok, bro? Posted up in the nest. Did you see this?
I don't. So I don't have TikTok on my phone. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
a
I was
spy
at
app,
this.
you know?
We went to this Mexican restaurant, and there was a robot that was delivering the chips and salsa.
Oh, that's cool.
It was nuts, man. And I was like, so I asked him. I was like, what else does the robot do? And they're like, nothing. It just delivers chips and salsa. And I was thinking, I'm like trying to run the math in my head. I'm like, bro, there's no way that you're that many chips and salsa to pay. It was absolutely insane. It was funny because it went like the very first person it went to was like this old man, and he was like just refusing to take the chips and salsa from it. And it was like, please take your chips and salsa. And the guy just was like refusing to take it. And so like other people are like, they're just like mind blown. Like, come on, just like get it. So finally he takes it, and the robot just goes back to its thing. So that was a special moment for me, man. Blew my mind, because these robots are gonna be pissed in the future, bro. They're gonna be like, and they made us give chips and salsa. They made us flip the hamburgers. We're more than that. We're robots.
Well, wait. Maybe they like doing that though. Maybe robots love chips and salsa, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just are really into Mexican food.
How do you program
Right.
into the how do you code into the robot just, you know, a kind-hearted service nature? Like that's what you are. You're a chip and salsa bot. That's all you do. It's all you got to worry about. As long as the salsa's flowing and people are happy and people are crunching on their chip, you've done your job, and we appreciate you.
Bro, that's not the worst job. Just being around chips and salsa all day. Come on, man. That's amazing.
Well, I mean, it just dawned on me, because I was, you know, like I'm always saying, you know, like none of us were born to flip burgers. This robot was actually made to deliver chips and salsa. Finally, we got it right. But I see Flame got his hand up, and you know, we got to make sure, because might have a real job. So he might be like at his place of business is the only chance. And now I'm just rambling. I got to just pass the mic. Go ahead, Flame.
Definitely don't have a real job. So you're good.
One of us.
One of
us. Yeah, I got to get that Fed Now thing so my food stamps will keep working. Check it out. J Chains, are we doing like a conspiracy thing? Can I submit one real quick?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Okay. All right. If you type in flat Earth.
This is on Google.
Backwards. Flatearth.com backwards. It redirects you to NASA's website. I don't know if you guys know about Freemasonry. One of their main things is like as above, so below. Like, that's that type of thing. So just wanted to bring that up. I've got a million things I could talk about, but I try to do one per show. So there you go.
Well, where I live in Colorado, J Chains, sometimes I go up in the mountains, or I go up there a lot. And the ghost town I go to, Nevadaville, has the original Freemasons building, and you can get a pancake breakfast there on Sundays.
That's crazy.
Like, the Freemasons still are there. They're still holding court, and you can go get a pancake breakfast.
Well, I think
there's a Freemason temple in every city in America.
Right, but I'm saying this is like in an old, like, dusty town of like nobody even lives there, and it's like a ghost town, up in like the gold mine area and stuff. But you can still, the Freemasons is the first Freemason building ever, or organization ever in Colorado, and they're still there having pancake breakfast. Like, make that make sense. Like, who's going to this ghost town to have a pancake breakfast,
Hey,
bro?
Doug, can we do this? I'm supposed to be coming out to Colorado for the Rare Evo conference in August.
You want to go to the ghost town and have a pancake breakfast?
That's 100% what I want to do.
Can we literally, last time I was there, I have a video, and this guy was hanging out there. He had bought the little town, like, buy and sell shop or whatever, and he had all this stuff in there. And this is the thing, this is up where the gold mines are and stuff, right? So you can literally look across the street, and over on the other side of the buildings, that's why all this ghost town's up there, because of the gold mines and the silver mines. And you can just see the piles, whatever they're called, of all the stuff they take out of the mountain, and then they have to sift through it to find the gold. And he told me that he's like working with all these like Russians to buy up all these like big stacks of millage or whatever it's called. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's better than a ghost town and a diamond or a gold mine and stuff?
Dude, we could create some content. We could go into the mine. I'm sure there's some good quartz. See, I wouldn't be after if I found some gold, that'd be great. But we can go quartz hunting. We can be rock nerds. And then go for a Freemason pancake breakfast. Turbo, you got a couple.
There's also a Freemason cemetery, and like there's like 4. This town has like 4 buildings in it, and there's like 5 different cemeteries. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but D-Hype, did you hear the thing about the flat Earth backwards going to NASA's website?
I mean, but anybody could just make that website, right? I mean, that's fun.
Oh, you're right, though. I guess they could make that and then just redirect it to NASA, couldn't they?
Yeah, so I'm saying you could easily just
domain. You can send it to any website with masking, and it'll just look like the site that you have as the name.
Sure. Okay, I'll retract mine then. I'm going to retract mine and come back better next time. That's for sure.
Oh no! Listen, all conspiracies are good. This is the thing. That's the whole point of it. Is that we bring something up, we have a discussion. We're not here to debunk or to validify or make any claims valid. All we want to do is spark the discussion. And so, hey, thanks for bringing it up. And
he had a good point. D-Hype, honestly, bro, I'm going to follow you because that's some big brain thinking right there, bro. Okay, next one, real quick, second one.
All right.
The height of the pyramid is the same as the speed of light.
So we talked about this a little bit ago. It's the speed of light is the same as the coordinates.
As the coordinates, okay.
Yes.
But they probably just redirected that too.
That to me is something I wouldn't consider a coincidence. That to me, I feel like our extraterrestrial beings, and I'm sure that we've got some friends that may agree to this statement, are very math focused, and in order to make things like that happen, I don't believe that's a coincidence. I think that is that's a math thing. What's the number of money? It's 28, right? Didn't you say that's 7 this weekend?
Like gematria?
Something like that. I don't know what 7. Someone had said something this weekend.
Yeah, sure. Gematria is really cool. They have like a calculator on their website, and you can it's like GEMATRIA, Gematria. It's like a sacred art, basically, where they take like, because the old languages have numerical values and shit. So you can type in anything like Donald Trump. You can type in Donald Trump into the Gematria calendar, and it'll give you a whole bunch of equivalents. And like some of the equivalents, like a Hebrew equivalent might be apocalypse, or might be president, or whatever. So you can like plug in all types of any word you can think of. You can plug into Gematria and like see the Hebrew numeric value, and maybe even like the Greek or Septuagint. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's
there's a bunch of different ways you can look at it, but certain numbers have certain effects because everything is math. Because this is just this is just my tinfoil. If we live in a simulation, everything has to be math, because you have to have coordinates and you have to have what is it called? I can't remember what the name of it is, but because it is math and everything's code, everything is running on a certain algorithm, and everything affects everything. So I don't know where I was going with this. Hold on.
So do you follow the Hebrew gematria, the English gematria, or the simple gematria? Because I've got 3 different numbers based on my first name.
So there's so many different ones, but I don't really. The only one that I can really tell you that works is the money one, because it's like crazy how many coincidences are with the number 8.
Well, I've got a buddy who's really into it, and he does sports betting with it. So like whenever the 2 teams are playing or whatever, he'll look at the date that they're playing, the time that they're playing, the number of the best player, all this different shit, and like say the Rockets are playing, he'll type in Rockets and he'll cross-reference the fucking Greek and the fucking Hebrew and the English and all that stuff. So like type in J-chains and whatever speaks to you. But I agree with Seven. Like I think I'm a believer in a higher power, but I also subscribe to like everything is code in the universe. I just think that there's a creator who made the code, but I mean, dude, you can't look at the perfection of the universe, how important every single life thing is, and not think it's mathematics. So the gematria really is interesting if you subscribe to the whole numerical universe theory.
We did cover the Fibonacci sequence and the golden rule earlier. So like we know it's a fact. This is not an opinion or a conspiracy theory. And this is why I love the Fibonacci sequence, because not only is it part of nature, like in flowers and rocks and the universe and the stars, the Fibonacci sequence is everywhere. The rule of thirds and all this stuff that we have, like when you look at art and the stuff that we just look at and think as beauty, the Fibonacci sequence is the goddamn rule of thirds. In fact, I once gave this big presentation on photography, right? Because I'm a commercial photographer. And I went back and looked at all of my favorite images, and all of them fit into the goddamn Fibonacci sequence, J-chains. I gotta
learn more about the Fib. I only knew it like up until recently, I literally thought it was only like a trading indicator, to be perfectly honest with you. I had no idea that there was like, part of our world ran on part of our lives ran on the Fibonacci sequence. I had no clue. But it's nature's code, baby. That is nature's code. What you got, Nikki?
I was trying to hold Patrick back from commenting in here, but that's really funny, Doug, that you said that. Math is not an opinion is literally one of our slogans at Ethereum. Because it's not. It's not an opinion. Everything's math. That's what Patrick just said.
It's genius. I agree with that, you guys. That's so true, man. The whole world is math. And like, I'm a big tripper, and I had this one theory where like you trip mushrooms and how the walls move and you see like the faces and shit like that. Well, I think that reality is constantly occurring, right? Like it's not like you trip shrooms and then you see it. I think it's always happening like that. But the way that our brains, like, since we have to survive and have to focus on different shit in life, like, oh, is that guy going to throw a spear at me? Where am I going to get my food? Like, I think our survival instinctive brain kind of blocks that out. But when you trip shrooms, I don't think that it's like a personal trip thing. I think what you're seeing is like the fucking numbers of the universe and like how the walls flow and shit. Like, you look at the double split theory, whenever molecules are observed versus not observed, they behave differently and shit. Like, I think that, there is secret mathematics to this fucking shit. And I think, hallucinogens induce the ability to like observe that reality. But my big thing is like that's always going on. It's not like, oh, I'm tripping and now the walls move. It's like, no, the walls are always moving, and when you trip, it unlocks the ability to like observe the universe in its natural state, and it's like gooey state.
It's before it renders the code completely, practically.
Like before you're
Yeah,
talking about your brain renders the code and puts
So
it
your
into what we
brain,
actually see.
so your brain's an antenna, and your brain is like constantly creating the 30 feet that you can actually have some kind of influence on, like, because technically that's what we're doing. We're walking around antennas, but we have about 30 feet of influence on everything we can see, touch, smell, hear, all that. But when we get together, that's why when you get together with a bunch of people and they all have the same like alignment, there's a lot of really good shit that happens, and vice versa. So all the antennas getting together, it's kind of like, of course it's going to have some kind of effect because you have all of this same energy happening. So that's how all that works.
You know, this made me think of something. It was a video that we saw this weekend, and my wife and I tried it. And you know, not only it's the piece of paper, you know, that you put over the mirror and then you can see something behind it. Well, we put a children's book that was at least a half-inch thick up against the mirror, and then put my cell phone behind that, and then looked way over to the side of the mirror, and you could see the cell phone. How is that a thing? How literally is that a thing?
I saw that. That's insane.
No, the traveling, so the photons, light photons, can actually travel around things, and people don't realize that.
But even with reflection in a mirror,
see, it's just
even in total darkness.
But technically speaking, everything is in focus and out of focus at the same time. Like you have a camera and a lens, and you're able to focus on things with the lens. But the thing about the camera is actually, the lens itself is focused on something. And you're able to take a picture that way because we don't have enough processor. Our technology isn't to the point where we can process technology now, where they're just absorbing the raw photons, and they're actually able to create an image that you can change the focus point. So if, for example, if J Chains and Turbo was standing right behind you and Seven was standing behind him, and let's say your heads were all out, right? We could take a picture with this camera and we can change the focus point of you being in focus or Seven being in focus, because technically speaking, in the world, according to the math, it's all actually in focus and out of focus at the same time.
Yeah,
But
the
how-
only thing is like,
but how could you see my
observation-
cell phone? How could you see my cell phone behind a children's book in a reflection of a mirror from the side? Like that doesn't make sense.
Well, it's the way the light's bouncing, and your eyes are triangulating a position too, so you're absorbing photons that are wrapping around the item. So the minute they go into the mirror, they're coming right back.
I'm with Chains. I don't think like I saw that too on the internet. I'm like, how the fuck? Because like the book is covering up the phone from the mirror, but then you can see the phone deep. And she's I really liked what you were saying about the observer, right? The only difference of focus, like the camera is our eyes, right? So like observation is a huge part of reality, right? Like all of it's constantly going on. It just takes a human to observe it.
Was some deep shit. What's up, Bill?
Also, I'll say I'm just curious about this conversation. I've seen these TikTok videos of this. One of the things that's not being taken into account is that the bathroom has artificial light, and the artificial light is coming from above and sort of like right in front of you. And so it's right in front of the mirror, which is actually going along with the light refraction thing that our friend was talking about there.
Well, we did our experiment in the hallway on a mirror that's just leaning up against the wall that has no light source above it. It was actually pretty dimly lit. It was not very well lit, so there was no light bending from light sources. I'm telling you, it's like the mirror remembered that there was a phone that needed to be displayed.
See, that's just weird, eh? I find it intriguing. I honestly was like, what the hell is going on here? You know, like as an artist, my brain just sort of like
I will
over it.
Dude, it's crazy. So yeah, I will today. We'll recreate this, and I'll do a video where you can like, and I'll just take my phone and like, you know, whatever. But we were doing it. We weren't even doing it, capturing it with a camera. We were just looking at it with our eyes, and so that's why it was even weirder, because it wasn't like, oh, you know, the camera, the processor was putting this together. Like literally, it was our eyes being able to see the phone in the reflection of the mirror that shouldn't be able to see it, because the book was like twice the size of the phone.
So what'd be interesting is to do this in different light scenarios.
Hmm.
So like maybe have a mirror outside in direct sunlight at different angles, and then try, you know, inside an interior light and all that kind of stuff. Because light is obviously playing a factor here, for sure. You know, it's like how the light rays are being bounced, because like they've got like invisibility cloaks now and stuff like that. But it's really about how light's being refracted. It's not really that the person's invisible. He's there, right? Like it's just how the material is refracting the light to make that person invisible, right?
I'm no Harry Potter mother chucker, but I would love an invisibility cloak. That would be fun.
Right?
That
right.
That would be fun.
There's a show on Netflix that you know, those Discovery Channel guys, the Mythbusters guys.
Mm-hmm.
They have a show and they went over like how to get like superheroes, and that was one of them. And they actually show a lens that where light's being refracted, that you can actually almost sort of disappear in between these two focused things. So yeah, it was an interesting show to watch for sure.
Definitely check that out. Nikki posted in the thread down below. Got to look into this now. Gravitational lensing. I've never heard of that in my life. I love you guys. I feel like I learned something on every single show.
I my phone was stolen for that. I did not write that. It was definitely Patrick, but he kept saying it. It's gravitational lensing, gravitation. I'm like, okay, whatever. I went to the kitchen and came back, and there was a comment that I apparently wrote, but
all right,
maybe I am smart.
Myth busted. Gravitational lensing. What's up, Terv? How are you today?
Hey, good morning, guys. Just a quick comment about the mirror situation. I put up my daughter's mirror. It's a borderless mirror or a frameless mirror, so I had to go get those little corner hook things to put the mirror up on the wall. She had taken it out of the frame because she liked the look of the mirror. It's got a nice beveled edge to it. On the back of the mirror is actually a coating. So what a mirror is actually a piece of glass, like a window, that has a film on the back that's the actual reflectiveness. So when you lay a phone down and you put a book over the top of it, the glass is not actually reflecting it. It's the substance behind the glass that's reflecting it. So when you can see the phone from behind, because the reflective substance is like what, a quarter inch away from the phone, and it's that gap that allows you to see the reflection of the phone behind it. It's not the glass, it's the substance behind the glass that reflects.
So didn't they used to use mercury on the back of mirrors to make mirror?
That mercury glass.
Yeah, but they don't do it now because, you know, obviously. But yeah, when I was messing with my daughter's mirror, it was just a piece of glass that had this thing on the back. So.
Well, I think we myth busted that one with the last.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. Listen, it's all right. We gotta, sometimes we've got to face the hard truths that maybe it's not magic, maybe it's not the simulation, maybe it is legitimate.
But JC,
yep.
I will say that invisibility cloaks are a real thing. So what they've been able to do is the light travels in a straight line, right? So what we see from objects is just light reflection. What they've been able to do is literally bend light around an object. So in their test, basically what they did is they had an object in the middle of the room, and if you stood straight looking at it, you couldn't see it. But if you move to the left or to the right, you change your angle, you can't see it, because when the protons or the light is going at it, they found a way to gravitationally bend it out of the way, if that makes sense.
That's crazy. I was not the science guy growing up, but it is absolutely fascinating stuff. I wish that, like, at this point in my life, if I was going through school, psychology and science would play a much larger role in things that fascinated me than when they did when I was younger, for sure. Because at this point, like, that stuff is just so fascinating.
Well, here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll say, JC. I'm not the smart guy, but I had a friend for about 15 years, and he went to Stanford. And we used to talk about like science fiction movies. We would break it down and whatnot. There's a great one. Can't remember. It's Matt Damon, and it's a space movie, and he ends up bolting this suit onto him. And the premise is that everybody lives on this giant ring. And we were talking about it because the way they do it, it's like a centrifugal force gravity, but it actually couldn't exist like that in space. So we would talk about things like that. I'd say, can you do this? And you'd be like, no, mathematically you can't, this and that and the other. So these types of discussions with really, really smart people is so fascinating.
100%.
Well, thank you for saying we're not smart.
The movie is called.
No. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying we surround ourselves with people. We are all smart here. I'm just saying we learn from each other, that type of thing.
I like that.
The movie is called Elysium, by the way.
Elysium?
Yeah, that's the one.
How do you spell it? Elysium, I think.
I'll have to take a look. Ely. There we go. 2013.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Another fun, crazy thing I've been seeing. I follow this guy on YouTube. He's a very low budget YouTuber named The Angry Astronaut. And he covers a lot of niche space news. One of the niche articles he covered was like pulse transportation, where like they have these big rings and like they're right outside of the LEO. And whenever you shoot your ship through it, it like fucking catapults you through space. And they were quoting, I want to say 2 weeks to Mars, 1 year to Saturn, and 10 years to Zeta Reticuli with this technology. So I'm pretty curious. You guys think that like interstellar / inner solar system planetary travel will occur in our lifetimes? I would vote yes.
Jesus, Flame. I'm trying to figure out if the ice wall is real. Now we got to talk about interplanetary travel.
What about the outer wall though? You ever seen, dude? You gotta look into the wall. There's more land and more wall. There's like two.
That's what I'm saying, dude. My goal is to get to Odin and stand and look at the walls of Asgard. Like, I'm not stopping until I get there.
Didn't Admiral Byrd write like a diary in which he did the operation?
Yep.
Oh, you guys did that?
Yeah. It's the video for me. I love the video of him talking about it because he literally is like you can see him reliving it while he's saying the stuff that he's saying. Like, it's not like, I would love to get a fucking like hold of his book, like just his diary, just to read it firsthand.
Sorry, it was an accidental thumbs down. Me too. Yeah, his story's fascinating. But yeah, check out those pulse rings. I don't know what they're called. I just know the YouTuber's named Angry Astronaut. He's a good dude. And yeah, there's fucking like you shoot your ship through rings. Okay, here's my question then. If you could go to Mars in 2 weeks, like just to fly around the planet, it's kind of like a vacation. They serve you mimosas. Like, you don't actually land. You just, circle the gravitational thing in Mars and then loop back. Round trip is a month, maybe a month and 10 days, right? You spend 10 days floating around Mars, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks back. Would you go?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, I'd go 100%.
Yep.
Wow.
Would you?
Dude, I have trouble getting on a fucking plane, dude. Like, I need some Valium for sure. To give me 2 weeks of Valium, and then I'm doing it, bro. Straight up doing it.
I would just feel like it's a different experience than a plane, maybe.
What about Saturn? Would you do the year-round trip? So it'd take, let's call it 2 years and 10 days, right? 10 days around Saturn, a year there, a year back. Would you do that?
What would that do in terms of relativity, though? Like, would time dilation be a thing? Would you come back and like society has gained 100 years? Or
no time dilation, because you don't leave the solar system. And I'm making that up, and we're gonna go with it. J Chains, you can bring your daughter, but your wife ends up getting like gout, right before you all go, and she has to like stay home and ice her feet.
I'm dying. This turned into a whole sitcom so fast.
You going or not?
Take care of that gout. Me and Emmy will be back in a few years. Shit.
Yeah, we're going intergalactically traveling.
No, I'd
hope
probably
your gout gets better.
I'd probably have to sit that one out then. I'd
Turbo,
probably
are
feel
you-
guilty.
Turbo, are you doing the year-round trip to see Saturn? I mean, the rings have to be fucking crazy, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm definitely going. I ain't got nothing else going on.
Are you gonna?
There's no grass on Saturn.
Let me ask you a question, Flame. Is there whatever the name of this expedition, and who knows how many people are on there? Does it have its own Tinder app?
Oh my gosh!
So Turbo
bro,
can
yeah,
try to
just
get a
like-
hookup on the.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Here's what I do know about. It is a smoke-free thing, so like no vaping, no smoking.
I can't go.
No, you're a vapor.
No, I can't go because I elevate a lot.
Elevate.
You can't smoke weed on this trip because I'm not gonna be able to make it either.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I can.
Why
I
can't
knew
you?
you were beating around the bush.
So why can't you?
The guy who's the co-pilot, he's got asthma. So like anytime you all smoke,
What?
it really
Dude,
irritates.
this sounds like a Sims.
Never mind. We got edibles, bros. It's cool. I'm in.
I was
Edible.
going to say edibles. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah. Not the same, but okay.
Just your dehydrated edibles. That sounds wonderful. All right.
Thanks, James.
Just
And
crunching
thanks,
on.
James.
Hey, I'm all for this. Let's continue the conversation coming up soon. Remember, the rest of this week we've got how can Web3 solve social injustices? We've got Unstoppable Domains on Wednesday, Thursday, what's different about Web3, and then Friday, TBD. Should be a fun day. Guys, have a great rest of your. Go ahead, Turv, before we shut it down.
Oh, I didn't know you were leaving. I'm sorry. I thought it was a reset. No, I was just going to say, what do the controls look like on this spaceship? Because I got to know before I go.
Every button looks the same.
It's
And
not.
it's the pilot's first day.
It is not.
Is it a controller from Amazon for $29.99?
It is not a. It is not a submarine controller. That's for sure. It's a real thing. It's a joystick. Real deal joystick.
That's coming out of a guy's ass. All right, see you, Jay Chains. Bye.
I hope the computer isn't Hal.
The what?
I said I hope the computer isn't Hal.
Yeah, same here. All right, guys. Thank you. We always have fun. Today was no exception. We had a great day. See you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern for more Web3 Breakfast. Have a great day. Do something fun today.
Did you hear that whoop?